Hello everyone, myself Mr. Manoj Patel, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department at Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samajas, Karmavir, Advocate Baburao Ganpatrao Thakre, College of Engineering, Nasik. Dear student, today we will discuss a very important topic, that is the design criteria of grid chamber, and second, that is the example on design of grid chamber. See student, today's lecture objective means after completion of today's lecture, you will be able to understand the design consideration in grid chamber, and second, you will be able to design grid chamber. See, first one is the design consideration in the grid chamber. See student, before going to this design consideration in grid chamber, I once again remind you that grid chamber, this is one of the very important unit which we are utilized in the preliminary treatment for the removal of inorganic suspended solid matter. Okay, so to remove the grid particles, cinders, inorganic suspended solid particles which are to present in the wastewater, to remove that, for that purpose grid chamber is utilized. So whenever we design the grid chamber, so at that time what we should consider? So see, there are various things are there which we should know whenever we are designing the grid chamber. First one is the settling velocity, then overflow rate, then detention period, then velocity control device, then number of units and dimension of each unit. All these parameters are very important whenever we design the grid chamber. Now see, first one is the settling velocity. See, this settling velocity we can calculate by using the Stokes law, okay, which is given by the Stokes law for the laminar flow. See, settling velocity is represented by V suffix S. Okay, so Vs is equal to G into bracket rho suffix P minus rho suffix W bracket complete into dP square divided by 18 mu. Or this settling velocity can be calculated by using another equation, that is V suffix S is equal to G into bracket capital G suffix S minus 1 bracket complete into dP square divided by 18 nu, where V suffix S, this is stand for settling velocity, then D suffix P, this is the size of particle, G suffix S, this is stand for specific gravity, rho suffix P, that is the density of particle, rho suffix W, this stand for density of water, then mu is equal to dynamic viscosity, mu is equal to mu upon rho W, that is kinematic viscosity, and G is equal to gravitational acceleration. So by using these two equations we can easily calculate the settling velocity. Okay. Next one is the next important parameter is the surface overflow rate, that is SOR. So see student, surface overflow rate is calculated by using this equation Q by A suffix S, where this Q is equal to flow rate, or we can call it as the discharge or the wastewater flow, and A suffix S, that is surface area. Then detention period, this is also very important. See, detention period, this may vary from 45 to 90 seconds. See student, whenever we design the horizontal type grid chamber, so at that time this detention period may vary from 45 to 90 seconds, and generally this detention time is taken as 60 seconds. So see, whenever in your design or in your problem, if suppose detention time is not given to you, so at that time you have to consider the detention time as 60 seconds, that is 1 minute. Then number of units. See student, for manually clean grid chamber at least 2 units shall be provided, because whenever one unit is suppose some problems are occur, so second another standby unit should be there, so at least 2 units shall be provided. And for mechanically clean units, 1 additional manually clean unit as bypass shall be provided. Then next term is the free vogue. So see, whenever the wastewater flow is fluctuate, so for that purpose the freeboard is very important. So freeboard of 150 to 300 mm shall be provided. Then length of the grid chamber, that can be calculated by using this equation, that length L is equal to V suffix H, VH into T, where this VH is horizontal velocity and T stand for your detention time. So whenever we are doing this product of horizontal velocity into detention time, then we will get the length of the grid chamber. Then how to find out this depth? See, depth can be calculated by using this equation. D is equal to V suffix S into T, where this Vs stand for settling velocity and T stand for detention time. So by using this product, settling velocity into detention time, we will get depth. Then bottom slope shall be provided. So whenever you are designing the grid chamber, so to accumulate the sludge at the bottom of that grid chamber, so you should provide the bottom slope. Okay. Then breadth depends upon the velocity control devices adopted. Next, now we are actually going to see how to design one problem on the design of this grid chamber. How to design this grid chamber. Say student, suppose there is example is there. Design a grid chamber for population 50,000 with water consumption of 135 LPCD, that is liter per capita per day. So see student, here the population is given to you 50,000 and the water consumption rate is given to you, that is 135 liter per capita per day. So see student, so first of all, what you have to do? You have to read this problem carefully and what are the given things that you should properly understand. So population is given here 50,000 and water consumption rate it is 135 LPC. So first of all, you have to calculate how much quantity of wastewater is generated. So see, we know that whatever the water is supplied to the people, okay, or to the consumer, out of that 75 to 80% of water is generated as a wastewater. So here, so average quantity of sewage, considering the sewage generation of 80% of water supply, so the how much quantity of wastewater is generated? So 135, this is the rate of water supply, into 50,000, that is the population, into 0.8, that is 80% of water is generated as a wastewater. So this 5,400 meter cube per day, this much quantity of wastewater is generated per day. If we convert this into meter cube per second, so we will get this value 0.0625 meter cube per second. This much quantity of wastewater is generated per day. Now see, whenever we design any treatment unit, we should design it for the maximum. Suppose here we take the peak factor as a 2.5, so the maximum flow it is 2.5 to the your average flow. So we will get the maximum wastewater flow, that is 0.0625 into 2.5, that is 0.156 meter cube per second. This much quantity of wastewater is generated. So say student, here we assume the horizontal velocity which is flow through the grid chamber, that is 0.2 meter per second, and detention time as 1 minute. As already I told you that whenever we design the horizontal type grid chamber, so at that time you should consider the detention time 1 minute or 60 seconds, because here in this problem the detention time is not given to you. So you have to consider, we consider here the horizontal velocity 0.2 meter per second and detention time is 1 minute. So first of all, we will calculate the length of the grid chamber. So we know that the length of grid chamber, it is horizontal velocity into detention time. So see, horizontal velocity is 0.2 and detention time is 60 seconds. So we will get the length of the grid chamber is 12 meter. Next is the volume of the grid chamber. So see how we can calculate the volume of grid chamber. So by doing taking the product of this discharge into detention time, we will get the volume of this grid chamber. So discharge is 0.156 and detention time is 60 seconds. So we will get the volume of grid chamber, that is 9.36 meter. Now next parameter is the area, cross section area. Okay, so we can easily find out the cross section area of the flow, that is by using this formula, volume divided by length. So volume is here 9.36 divided by 12. We will get the volume of this grid chamber, it is 0.77, area is 0.77 meters. So see, we have to provide the width of the chamber as 1 meter. Okay, and therefore depth of the grid chamber is 0.777 meter. See student, we have to provide 25% additional length to accommodate inlet and outlet zone. Okay, therefore our total length of the grid chamber, this will become 12 into 1.25, that is additional 25%, that is, so whenever we are doing this product 12 into 1.25, we will get the length of the grid chamber, that is 15 meter. Now next one is the provider 0.3 meter freeboard. Okay, so because whenever there is fluctuation in flow is there, so for that purpose we should provide the 0.3 meter freeboard and 0.25 meter space for the grit accumulation zone depth. Hence our total depth is become this depth 0.77 meter, then plus this 0.3 meter for freeboard and 0.25 meter for grit accumulation purpose. Our total depth become 1.33 meter and width is 1 meter. So we will get the dimension of the grid chamber, that is length into width into depth, that is the 15 meter by 1 meter by 1.33 meter. So in this way we will find out the dimensions of the grid chamber, or we will design the grid chamber. So I hope that student, all of you understood this example very well. If you have any difficulty, you can ask me frankly. Okay, so as a practice you have to solve this one example, that is design a grid chamber for a population of 1 lakh with water consumption of 150 liter per capita per day. Okay, similar problem is there, only the population and the rate of water supply here I change. Okay, so as a practice you have to solve this question. Okay, if you have any difficulty you can ask me frankly at any time. So these are some references which I have used to make this presentation. Thank you student, thank you so much.